It's really hard to learn a new subject when you have assumptions that are different from the new thing that you're trying to understand, right? Like, for example, certain words mean certain things, right? Certain assumptions, certain presuppositions that you cannot let go of. And I know it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. It's very hard to learn a new subject. But you have to get familiar with the standard of whatever it is that you're trying to judge a new idea by, right? What is the standard of how you are judging this idea? So I'm a Christian. I believe the Bible is the Word of God. I'm going to judge all sciences, any apologetic, any worldview, any eschatology, any theology, any work ethic based on the Bible and the Bible alone. And so that's my presupposition, and the way the Bible explains things and assumes certain things, I want to make those assumptions my own as well. So just think about this. I want you to think about this, okay? It's hard. It's not easy. But when you think of the coming of Jesus Christ or the coming of Christ, what do you think right away? You have a vision in your mind of what you think, right? Well, let's take that and see if that is equal to the way the apostles described the coming of Jesus. Okay? Number one, Jesus predicted that Caiaphas the high priest in Mark 14:62 would see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven at the right hand of power. Do you think that happened? If you say no, then you're envisioning the coming of Christ different than the way Jesus predicted. Okay? In the book of Revelation, Jesus says to the churches, if you do not do this, I will come to you quickly. He says it over and over as a judgment. What do you imagine he means by that? Is your assumptions more biblical than what the world is saying about the coming of Christ? You're going to have to think about this, because you got to ask yourself, if the way people are saying the coming of Jesus Christ or the coming of Christ, what does that mean to the writers of the New Testament? When the Apostle Peter, on the day of Pentecost, Acts chapter 2, says this is a fulfillment, and it says, of the coming of the great day of the Lord. And he quotes Joel 2:28, saying that what you see here is a fulfillment of that. This is that, right? Are you seeing the coming of Christ the same way the apostles and the writers of the New Testament seen the coming of Christ? Now, it's not going to be easy to work this out through all the scriptures, because that's going to take some time. But just ask yourself that one question. You got to ask yourself that one question.